Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to install WordPress. Now this is going to be a base installation of WordPress. So what that means is that we're going to install the framework of what will become our website. So this is like literally, well, not literally, but it's like your house if it was like just like the walls and everything. It doesn't have any of your stuff in it. You're going into an empty house is what we need to get all set up. Later, we'll put our stuff inside the house. We'll paint the walls. We'll, redo the floors. We'll redo the ceiling. But we need to get everything in its right place. So, here we go. So I am at my Bluehost account. I'm going to log in. I'm going to go to cPanel because that's where we have that little installer. So I'm going to close this window. Yes. Okay, I'm going to click on cPanel up here. Okay, website builders and WordPress. There we go. So you can manually install WordPress without doing this process through Bluehost. It's a bit more complicated with the setup and everything. So this is way easier. And the nice thing about this is that it always gets you the newest version. So let's talk about that for just a quick second. We're going to be installing WordPress version 3.9.1. So throughout the rest of this video, we're going to be looking at 3.9.1. Unless it prompts us for an update after we install, which I don't think it will. So going forward, whenever you're watching this video, keep that in mind. When you install WordPress, if you find this video a year after I make it, we might be on WordPress version 4.5 or something like that. So you might be on a newer version of WordPress than what I'm using. I'm using the newest now as of July 16, 2014. And they do update this. WordPress is a very lively community of people, so it will be updated. There's not going to be such a major update that you're not going to be able to follow along with what I'm doing if there's a newer version. So you'll be just fine. And I do update these videos pretty regularly, so if there's a major update, I'll come in and update the video. But that's the version that we're going to be looking at here. So I'm going to click this install button up here. It's going to guide me through some stuff. Now, this is important and a little confusing, so I want to be sure that you understand this. So this is my domain name, and it's giving me a drop down to show me all the domains where I can install WordPress. It's just going to be really this one. The temporary domain, which I don't want to use. Without the www, I don't want to use that. I'm going to use this one. Now, /directory. Now, remember, a directory is just a folder. So if I go to, actually, let's look at where we are here. So the slash means inside a folder. So here, we're on this site called mojomarketplace.com, and then /scripts/. That means that in this website, in the home directory, there's a folder called scripts. And inside that folder, there's another folder called install scripts, because that's in slashes too. And inside that folder, there's a file called this crazy number. So if we want to install WordPress somewhere other than our home directory, the home directory is when I go to janthonyallen.com, the first thing that happens. That's what it is. That's the home directory. If I want to install WordPress somewhere else, I'm going to type it here. Like if I want to say online workshop. This means that I'm going to make a version of WordPress that's going to be, in order to get to it, you're going to have to type in janthonyallen.com/online workshop. And that will take you to this version of WordPress. Now, if you want it to be in your home directory, you just leave this blank. Now, if this is your first website, I'm assuming you want it to be on your home directory. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you're confused, leave this blank. Let's just do it at yourdomainname.com. Now, I am not going to do it at mydomain.com because check this out. At mydomain.com right now, remember I moved my old website over to it. So my domain has my current website on it. So here it is. So if I install WordPress here without putting anything here, I'm going to erase this whole website because only one version of WordPress can be in a directory at a time. So I don't want to erase my whole website. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new website called New 2014, and I'm going to build it there, and then eventually, once it's done, I'm going to move it over to the home directory. So you probably don't have a website yet at your home directory, so you don't need to worry about this. But because I already have one, and I'm dedicated to this class and all, but I'm not going to rewrite my entire website, or I'm not going to overwrite my entire website for this class. I'm going to make a new one here at New 2014, and then I'll move it once it's done and replace my other one. So I'm going to type in New 2014 here. You should probably type nothing in here. Cool? So I'm going to click Check Domain. And it's going to say, okay, cool. It's going to let me install it there. So click this Show Advanced Options, and we're going to put in some stuff here. This is all stuff we can change later, but it's just handy to do now. Site name or title. This is what's going to show up in the as like your site name or title. So if you're making an artist or musician website, just type in something like your name, or you can type in like the music of J. Anthony Allen or J. Anthony Allen's artwork or whatever you want. Something really short and simple. Admin username. What do you want to log in as, basically? I'm going to change this to just my standard login info. And then make a password. It automatically generated for you this crazy password, but I'm going to delete it and put in one that's more memorable to me. You can type in pretty much anything you want here. This is not hidden. Like when I type, you actually see it rather than it being hidden. So I'm gonna type in my password, and then I'm gonna chop that out of the video so that you can't see what my password is to my website, because this is the keys to the city. This is going to be how to get in and modify and create and potentially destroy your whole website. So again, I love my students, but I'm not going to give you my password to my website. I'm not going to give you the keys to the store. So let me create the password, and then after I create the password, I'm going to leave this checked, automatically create a new database. I'm going to check I have read the terms and conditions, and then I'm going to click Install Now. So I'm going to do all that, and then make a quick little snip in the video. Okay, so now WordPress is installing. They've got this little like high five, your process is underway. And they're setting up WordPress. We can close this window. What they're telling you here is they're trying to sell you some more add-ons and stuff. You don't need any of them. Don't worry about it. Let's just wait for this green bar to fill, which it just did. That says, high five, your installation is complete. Let's click this View Credentials here. Okay, now this is the stuff we need to know. So it's showing me my password, so hopefully I can blur that out. So here is where it installed it. So if you go there, you should see a new empty version of WordPress. If you go to that site now, whatever yours says, which if you didn't type in anything in that box in the previous step, it just says your domain name. So you should see this empty version of WordPress. Admin URL. This is really important. This is how you're going to get into WordPress from here on out. So this is the back end where you're going to add all your content. This is where we're going to be working for pretty much the rest of this class. We're going to be working in this admin panel. This is called Dashboard. We'll talk more about Dashboard shortly, but this is how we get into it. So do not ever forget this. You should bookmark this page. You're going to be living there for a little while. And it's always the same. It's always going to be your domain, and then if you put anything in that box, it's going to be here, and then /wp-admin. That's how you always get in. Your domain /wp-admin That is the back door to your website. And the username and password you created is the key to the back door. And that's where everything happens. So by going there, we get to the dashboard and we create everything that we need. We put all our content. That's where we get to paint the walls, change the carpet, redo the ceilings, install anything we want. And that's where we're going to be living for a little while. Okay, this other stuff that they want you to buy, you don't need it. We're pretty much done with this window. You can close it. You can go to your website and see what's there. Going forward, we'll be working in that dashboard, the back door to our website, and we'll be building our website. So hopefully you've made it this far. Let's press on.